Hey guys, Tarke Cat here. Let's talk about Ultimatum going core slash going core in the future, and I'll do a health update at the end of this video. So, the 3.15 announcement is, or the teaser of the announcement is Friday, so 2 days, and then the live stream will be sometime next week. If I had to hazard a guess, I have no information. Probably the Wednesday or the Friday. There we go, I can see again. And yeah, they've said that Ultimatum will not be going core because they're not really happy with it, but they would like it to come core in the future once they've fixed what they're not happy with. I was a little bit surprised by this. I agree with the things that they're not mad for. They think that Ultimatum is more overwhelming than tactical, and while they do like the challenge, there are too many monsters spawning in a small area, and it's too overwhelming, and the rewards aren't quite rare because too much of the rewards comes from just loot dropping at the end rather than what the Trial Master actually offers you. So, all of those I kind of agree with, and I actually quite like Ultimatum going core in the future. I actually wouldn't be against all League mechanics that they know 100% we're going to make this go core. They don't actually make it go core until like a league later. What happens with most leagues is that during the league itself, when we're doing in every single zone, every single map, we get bored of it. It doesn't matter how good of a league is, but it's too much and it loses its appeal, and it's just like, okay, I'm done with this now. But when it then goes core at a 10% occurrence rate or whatever it is, suddenly, oh, this is actually pretty fun because, you know, it feels special because we're not seeing every single zone. And having that 3-month period away from it, it makes the heart grow fonder because you're suddenly like, oh, yeah, I remember this. This used to be pretty good. So I wouldn't actually be against them doing that for all leagues. And it would also mean that they would have that little window that if they wanted to tweak the league mechanics, they could tweak them a bit before going core. I also wouldn't be surprised if a fair chunk of this is motivated by Hateforge itself. Hateforge is an exceptionally powerful item, which is basically like a headhunter level of item. And by delaying it, it gives them more time to think about what do we want to do. Do we want another headhunter level item in the game? The answer to that is both yes and no. So GGG is trying to reclaim the older Path of Exile with PoE 2. You know, they always talk about like we want the game to be a certain thing, and Headhunter is very much in the complete opposite of that. And in the lead up to, I believe it was this league actually, Chris said how he defended Headhunter from nerfs. He's like, you cannot nerf Headhunter team. And people are like, woohoo! But also kind of like, eh? So they want this, right? They want this like idea of PoE, but they're protecting items, which is the sheer opposite. And there's not necessarily anything wrong with having items that powerful, but maybe they don't need to be as powerful. They could still be exceptionally powerful, maybe not that level of power. And if you're going to have items that powerful, well, you may as well have more of them because they offer interesting variety in gameplay, especially with like the kind of builds that Hateforge enables. So yeah, by giving them a little bit of time to think about it, not only do they get to tweak up Ultimatum, they get to think, okay, what do we actually want? You know, do we want items this strong in the game? So I think that might have motivated it somewhat. The one thing which does disappoint me a little bit about this is all of the issues that they say they have with Ultimatum are issues that a lot of people had with Ultimatum. And for the record, I really enjoyed Ultimatum. I know not everyone did. I know that when I talked about how I enjoyed Ultimatum on Bayclass, for example, a lot of people were like, Tarke, you're wrong. You do not enjoy the League mechanic. Why are you saying you do? Ultimatum is a lot better than a lot of like straightforward League mechanics I've had recently. I think Ultimatum is definitely a lot more interesting than Ritual. Like if you compare Ritual to Ultimatum, Ritual didn't have to go core. Ritual didn't really offer all that much. Ultimatum, I think, offered a lot more. A big part of what I liked about Ultimatum, in hindsight, looking back on it based on conversations I've had recently with people, is I feel like Ultimatum, it felt Path of Exile. It had like some mystery to it with the whole Trial Master thing. For the record, I liked the core gameplay loop, right? So the core gameplay loop I liked, but when it comes to actual like mechanics and the theming of the league, it had a touch of mystery about it with the whole Trial Master. It was like, oh, what's the whole deal here? It felt like it existed for a reason. Ritual. Why is Ritual? Oh, there's just a circle. We click on it now. So, all right. Okay. And that just feels really arbitrary. You know, it's like strong boxes. It's like, okay, so there's just like a random box. You click on the box and like there are 1,000 monsters hiding in a safe. okay, like from a gameplay point of view, it works, but when you think about it, it's kind of like, I tend to like things that when you think about them, they kind of hold up, and I felt like Ultimatum kind of held up. And Ultimatum felt like a more fleshed out, for example, Metamorph, or a more fleshed out Blight, because with Blight and Metamorph, it's like, hey, we've got this thing, we've got this lore, but it didn't go anywhere. At least with Ultimatum, it's like, hey, I'm this wacky new character, and I don't know why am I testing you? Who is my master? But then eventually you fight the trial master, and you get a satisfying, it's like, oh, okay, cool. Like, it felt like a complete package, So, I liked it a lot on that level. However, the things about, making it feel more tactical, you like to challenge, it felt like it was just too many monsters just in a small circle. Well, that was kind of by design, and I felt like those are things that you could have fixed. As a part of Ultimatum kind of felt like the design of Ultimatum led to a gameplay that they didn't like the result of, which then questions the core design. And I think my biggest issue with Ultimatum was we had all these different modifiers, but we didn't actually have that many modifiers. And with how you could choose which modifiers you picked on your ultimatums, every single ultimatum I did felt the same. And I think that was the main failing of Ultimatum for me. Trial Master could have been more common. Trial Master rewards, that's a whole separate thing. But the actual feeling when every ultimatum you do is you're just picking the same mods over and over and over again, that just completely killed it. Ultimatum had a very roguelike kind of design to it. It felt very inspired by roguelikes. I play a lot of roguelikes off stream. And I liked how it tapped into that energy, but then it completely fluffed it by, it's like, oh, Caustic Cloud, everyone is Caustic Cloud. Oh, it's the Phantasms, oh, everyone. It's like if you were playing Binding of Isaac, or Dead Cells, or Hades, or... I think, yeah, it'd be like if you were playing Hades, and, because I could just sit here and just list roguelikes, and every single run you did, you had the exact same loadout with the exact same buffs, and you had no variety. And it's like, oh, well, that's fun. It wouldn't be fun. It'd be interesting for like a week, and then you get bored because it's like, there's no replayability to this. It needs that replayability. So yeah. So, Ultimatum going core eventually. Thumbs up. I do feel like the issues they have with it, they could have addressed in the league itself. With the whole reward rebalance and everything, but oh well. So, health update. My health is trash at the moment. It's the worst it's been in a couple of years. So that's been fun. I was actually considering skipping the upcoming league cycle, but I've decided not to. But yeah, I'll be playing it kind of by ear. I'm going to be trying to be very sensible with my health. And I'm going to be trying not to push that hard at league start, and trying to keep healthy sleep schedules and everything. So expect coverage, but if my coverage doesn't seem as like all-consuming, that's why. If I disappear for weeks, that's why. If you're wondering why, the channel was doing really well and I kind of like vanished, health just took a nosedive. So yeah, we're playing it by ear, but yeah. And yeah, my hair's getting long. Hair's getting very, very long. You're also welcome. I shaved before recording this video, so you didn't get the terrible Johnny Depp cosplay with and then the scuffed ponytail. But yeah, I'm Tarke. Have a good day. Let me know what you think about Ultimatum, by the way. And what would you like to see from the 3.15 announcement? I'm hoping for a puzzle league, because we haven't had a puzzle league for a long time. What I mean by a puzzle league is a league mechanic which requires some solving. It doesn't need to be too complex, but it's been a long time since we've had a league which had a little bit of that kind of, how do I approach this? We've had a lot of just, you do the thing. The closest we've had to a puzzle league, I would probably say, you could technically say heist gearing, but they kept changing how that works. That kind of like killed any kind of like question mark about approaching that league mechanic. And then you could sort of say harvest with the garden, but that was just like a one and done thing. My favorite league, maybe of all time, but at least one of my favorite leagues, was Betrayal. For some, Betrayal went too far. But Betrayal there was lots of different ways to approach Betrayal. And while the Veiled system hasn't aged the best, I feel like Betrayal has aged quite well as a League mechanic. And I don't necessarily want something as intense as that, but I would like something which kind of leaned into that energy a little bit. I think that would be kind of fun. So yes, I'm Tarke. Have a good day. Thanks for your patience as always, and let me know what you think of Ultimatum and what you want to see from the upcoming League announcements. Bye-bye.